Hello, YouTube. This is Chelsea the Destroyer. Today we're gonna I messed up again. We're gonna interact with, listen, comment on some Rslash, so some Reddit stories, specifically the Am I the Asshole ones. That's where I'm going. That's where we're starting. So grab your snackies, grab your bevies, do some algorithmic interaction. Let me know what you're eating and drinking down below. Let's get some drama. Let's get some tea.
Welcome to Rslash Am I the Butthole, where OP sleeps with
Also, I'm eating a handy snack, so I'm sorry if you hear me crunching crackers.
her bully on her wedding day.
Why?
Am I the butthole for sleeping with my frenemy on my wedding day?
I'm gonna say yes. Like, I'm just gonna say yes to this. I feel like the answer is yes. I don't know. Like, it's your wedding day and your frenemy, and I feel like you're not marrying your frenemy, so the answer is yes.
For reference, this happened about 5 years ago, but I was confronted about it recently. I'm a very boring person, and this was literally the only dramatic thing that's ever happened to me in my life. 6 years ago, my fiance proposed to me. I was thrilled. We planned a beautiful, intimate wedding. I've always gotten along with his friends and family. His mother adores me. We've disagreed, but we never argued. We found ways to resolve our problems. Inside and out, we were a great couple. I never thought that he would literally leave me at the altar. Our families, friends,
oh wait, maybe not.
Even
Hold
the
on.
officiator kept trying.
Bitch, you got left at the altar? Hold up. Hold up. My answer might change.
Trying to reassure me, but almost 2 hours after the ceremony was supposed to start, I got a call saying that he got cold feet and he didn't want to get married. He wanted to get more out of life before being tied down. I did some things.
Oh my God. Why are y'all dating people and proposing to people and all this other shit that you are going to feel tied down by? If your partner is not lifting you up and helping you spread your wings and helping you be like the best person or achieve your dreams or supporting you, whatever, why are you trying to be with them forever? Like, I legitimately don't understand. I mean, I guess there's societal pressure, but like, in this economy, I mean, I guess this was 5 years ago, but still, like, what? Like, don't.
That I'm not proud of. I begged my mom to get me out of the dress, and I tore the stupid thing.
Yeah,
I left the wedding after everyone kept looking at me with pitying eyes. I fended off a lot of calls from family and friends telling them I was fine and I didn't want to talk. Here's the thing that I was called a butthole for. I have a frenemy. We've known each other since middle school. He's always been a I
have a frenemy since middle school. And my arch nemesis. My middle school arch nemesis.
Class clown bully. I was not attractive growing up, and he would jokingly flirt with me and try to annoy me as much as possible. He never really grew out of either of those things. So when he called up to check on me, or really to rub it in my face that I was dating a loser who dumped me on my wedding day.
Bro, get over. What the fuck? Why does he have your number? Why did you answer?
He asked if I wanted to hook up with him. I said, yeah, because my life was ruined anyways, so what could be worse? He picked me up and we slept together. He's the second person I've ever been with, the first being my fiance. I'm not religious, I just saw it as special that we were each other's first and only. Right. My fiance evidently didn't feel the same. I blocked my fiance, as did the rest of my family. His mom profusely apologized to me and said that his late father would never have approved of what he did. My now ex-fiance contacted me recently. He wanted closure.
You owe that man nothing. Like, this goes both ways, by the way. I don't care who leaves who at the altar. If they leave you at the altar and ghost you, you owe them nothing. I'm contacting you for closure. Eat shit. No.
He said. He apologized for ghosting me, but he immediately said that it didn't justify me sleeping with someone else the night of our wedding. I told him that it wasn't a healthy thing to do, but I've gotten comments from his friends that I acted badly, and they would have left me too. I don't even know if what I did was wrong.
Listen. So, slightly the argument could be made. We weren't broken up, technically. I would argue, yeah, the fuck we were. You left me at the altar and told me you didn't want to be tied down and you wanted to explore more. Which means you wanted to try to sleep with other women. Or dudes. I don't know. You want to sleep with other people. Like, so, no, our relationship's over. Our relationship was over the moment that happened. So I could sleep with whoever I wanted to at that point. Because our relationship's over. That's how that works. Are you stupid? I need closure because I traumatized this woman and ghosted her, and I'm mad that she slept with somebody else after I left her at the altar so that I could sleep with other people. I'm sorry, did you have a hard time sleeping with other people? Are you mad that she had an easier time? Eat shit, man. Like, no, Jesus.
Am I the butthole? Yo, hold on. Wait a second.
Hold on.
Angry at you because you slept with someone else on your wedding day? What exactly does he mean, wedding day? Because you didn't get married.
Yep.
He didn't get married.
Yep.
Nobody got married.
Yep.
The reason you didn't get married is because he dumped you.
Yep.
So the second he dumps you, you can do whatever the hell you want. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. Your ex-fiance is a double butthole. He gets 2 out of 5 buttholes for abandoning you at the altar, and another 1 out of 5 buttholes for calling you afterward to complain about what you did. Am I the butthole?
Yeah, I agree. I could agree with that rating. You get 3 out of 5. This ain't no Hallmark movie, dipshit. This is real ass life. It's not Runaway Bride or whatever the fuck. Like, come on. I mean, like, do you know how much money goes into a damn wedding, by the way? Like, it's so much money that you have to pay. Like, if you're going to ditch a day of, you still have to pay all those vendors. You have to pay for the venue, the vendors. Everyone's rented their dresses, or not, well, they bought their dresses. Everyone's rented their tux. You've rented the venue. You've rented all the decorations. You bought the flowers. You got catering. You got to pay for that shit. There are some like this that are like, you know, I just turned it into a big party and just, you know, try to have a good time. And I like the people that are able to do that. I'm like, y'all are something else. Like, y'all are just amazing. Like the people that are like, okay, well, I got left at the altar, but I bought all the shit and, you know, I might as well have a good fucking time with my friends. And I'm so sorry. I'm super proud of those people. Like, hell yeah. Don't let them get you down. Like, well, I mean, like, I know you're down, but you're trying to, like, you know, see a silver lining. I have all this stuff. I have to pay for it. I might as well enjoy it with my friends. Like, yeah.
My girlfriend out after she called me a crybaby for crying over my dead niece.
Oh,
I met my now ex-girlfriend 4 years ago in college. Until recently, she seemed like the type of woman that I would want to marry. Extremely kind, genuine, and generally a joy to be around. My big sister and her husband had a daughter at the beginning of our relationship. I couldn't be more happy to be an uncle. She was the cutest thing in the world to me. I tried to be that cool uncle to her and would always try to find time for her. My sister would regularly bring her over to my place for me to babysit when she had something going on. My girlfriend, to my knowledge, also seemed to get along fine with her and wouldn't be against babysitting her with me. The best moment I shared with her was when my sister showed me a drawing my niece made about me in kindergarten. I was literally on the verge of tears seeing that. A year ago, my world turned upside down when my sister gave me a call, crying. That one sentence still rings in my head from time to time. She told me that my niece was diagnosed with leukemia. To say that I was devastated would be an understatement.
Yeah.
This past year was really tough for all of us. I spent most of my free time with my sister and brother-in-law in the hospital. Seeing that poor girl with all those tubes attached to her really broke my heart. I would regularly bring over balloons and make those balloon animals for her. As a result, I spent less time with my...
Dude used to work at a carnival when he was young. That's where he learned how to make balloon animals. All right.
Girlfriend. My girlfriend seemed like she understood until my niece's cancer grew worse. From Saturday to Sunday, I was either in the hospital or was drinking myself to sleep. One day, my girlfriend seemed to ignore me on our 3-year anniversary. I bought her flowers, a cake, and made her a card. My girlfriend, on the other hand, didn't get me anything. I pressed her about it, and that's when she said something that probably was a sign of what was to come. She told me, "Well, it doesn't seem like you care, so why should I get something for someone who cares more about a child who's gonna die anyways?"
I'm sorry. You didn't dump her then? Like, this woman doesn't seem to have an understanding that you can care about other people, okay? And this is one of those toxic women that are like, men can't have feelings. Like, fuck you. Like, his niece, who he is close to his family. I'm not super close to my family. I'll give you that. So, like, I can't super relate to the story, but I can have empathy for this story. He is close to his family. He is extremely close. He also looked after that niece, and she has cancer. That's horrible. Like, oh my God. Like, and you're just like, you care more about that dying child. Oh my God. It is my family? He maybe sees her as like almost his child? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, that's disgusting. You care less about me and more about, like, a traumatizing thing is happening. They're grieving. Like, oh my God. Should have kicked her to the curb then.
I don't know what she was expecting me to do, but I threatened to kick her out and tell everyone what she told me, including my sister, who's a close friend of hers. She apologized and told me that she wasn't thinking straight, and something like this would never happen again. I eventually forgave her and we moved on. My niece...
Okay. That tells me that this guy was like, okay, I can understand things are tense right now, right? Like, we're going through a rough period in our relationship because this thing that we didn't expect to happen is happening. And there's ups and downs in relationships, right? And he's like, I just caught her on a bad day, right? I'll forgive her. I can understand that. I'm just kind of like, that's a big flag, right? But like that happens. Like, you'll get mad at your significant other and you'll say hurtful things just to hurt them, right? Like, that happens. But I have a feeling this is going to get worse.
He's passed away last week, and it's been the worst period of my life. I've basically been crying myself to sleep every day, and I've been spending a lot of time with my sister to console her. Something that caught me off guard, though, is that my girlfriend seemed a bit too happy at the news of my niece's passing. She just smiled and said, "I'm so happy she isn't suffering anymore and is in a much better place now," with a big grin on her face. Yesterday...
So that is something you do say, right? It's like, well, I'm happy that she's no longer suffering, right? But you don't do it like you're elated. Like, you don't... You can feel relieved because you're like, yeah, shit was really hard. Hurt that poor little girl. Like, you know, at least she's not suffering anymore. Whatever. But you shouldn't be like elated and excited about that. That is fucked up. That is not okay.
I overheard my girlfriend talking with one of her friends over the phone. I had just come home from work, and I guess she didn't hear me walk in. I just heard, "A real man wouldn't cry unless it's his child dying." That caught me off guard, and I kept listening. She said some awful things about me being a crybaby and how I shouldn't be so attached to a kid that isn't mine, and so on. I loudly coughed to get her attention and just saw the life draining from her face. She tried the whole, "let me explain" BS, and I just told her to pack what's needed and I'll get her dad to come pick her up. After a solid hour of begging, she finally gave up and packed her things into a suitcase. Before leaving, she tried spitting at me, but just ended up spitting on herself. Her mom called me a few hours later,
Loser.
begging me to give her a second chance. I know that
That was her second chance. Kind of. She fucked up her second chance.
I shouldn't have said this, but I just told her to go F herself and her mentally unstable daughter. I basically emptied half a bottle of Jack Daniels, then went to bed. I woke up today with text from my sister. She told me my ex told her everything that happened and understood me kicking her out, but I should consider giving her a second chance. She told me that my ex seemed sincere in her apology to her. She asked what would... Oh my god. Earlier in the story, I got to a part where I almost cried because the idea of a little girl tied up in tubes.
Okay, so the Rslash guy has a daughter, so he's probably feeling a kind of way about this. I would not believe that your girlfriend literally told your sister everything. Like, don't believe that shit. Like, you should be like, hey. Nice. I would be like, hey. So this was her second chance. This is what she said originally. She was happy that your kid died. Like, legitimately, she was happy that your kid died. So, like, no. And she wasn't there for me during when we were grieving. Like, she's not on my side, and I don't need this energy.
Kind of gets to me as a dad, and now I find out that the girl's name is Lily. This is... Alright, okay. She asked what Lily would want. Lily is my niece. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of broke me. My niece loved my girlfriend and would always run to her and ask her to play Barbie with her. I feel like I shouldn't be upset if my sister forgave her, but at the same time, I feel hurt by her calling me a crybaby. Before the diagnosis, I've never really cried in front of her, and her comments hurt me deeply. I feel like I can never
you don't need that
open up to
energy.
anyone again, let alone her. Am I being irrational here?
No.
Right. Something that sticks out to me as really odd is that both your girlfriend, OP, and your girlfriend's mother and your sister are all saying that you should give this woman a second chance, but you did already give her a second chance.
Agreed.
Remember when she said that absolutely disgusting thing to you during your anniversary about how you shouldn't care about a kid who's gonna die anyways? Then
I
you
agree.
forgave her. That is the second chance. I don't even know why you would want this girl in your life in any capacity.
Yeah.
Because she's clearly deeply disinterested in supporting you through a low point in your life. So if she's not going to stand by you during these troubled times, how can you possibly expect her to stand by you if you get cancer, or if your kid gets cancer, or if your sister dies, or if you...
I mean, so there is like a thing, right, where like some people just don't care about other people. Like, in a way. Like, so she's decided that other people that is not directly, probably her parents, and him don't super matter, right? And she can't see that other people, like, for him, it's his side of his family and her, but his side of family is just larger, right? And this is also like a woman that's like, oh, real men don't cry. Fuck you. You're half the fucking problem with society right now. Like, I'm not entirely, but like, men can have emotions. What the hell is this? Like, oh my God. This is horrific. Don't give her another chance. You already gave her a second chance. Don't give her more chances. And also, sit down with your sister or call your sister and be like, I don't believe she gave you the full story, because she was elated and happy when your daughter died. She wanted your daughter to die as soon as she got sick. She was mad that I spent any time with your dying daughter and she did not want me to grieve. Like, and then go tell her mom that. Like, she's a psychopath. Like, she literally just has no empathy. I would not want to marry this person, because even if she doesn't have empathy for the kid, sure, whatever. I'm not even going to fault her for that, because different people deal with things in different ways. They categorize things differently. Whatever. She should at least have empathy for you, her partner, who are going through a extremely sad time in your life. But she doesn't. She's just like... He's not a real man because he's crying. Why is he crying over this girl that's not even his? Get out of my house. Like she's not on your side, dude. She's not on your side. She's not supporting you in any way. Don't marry someone who doesn't support you. Don't give infinite chances to someone who does not support you. Like, you're just gonna be miserable. Just find someone who supports you. Oh my God.
Lose your job or any other number of terrible things that can happen in a person's life. OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your girlfriend 4 out of 5 buttholes. Someone who lightly jokes and criticizes the death of a child is subhuman. Am I the butthole for telling my girlfriend that I'm gonna break up with her if she doesn't find a job? I'm a 27-year-old man and my girlfriend is 25.
Okay.
We've been living together for 2 years. We also have no kids. I'm currently working. However, my girlfriend just quit her job 3 months ago. She said the people she worked with were toxic. Thankfully, I make enough to keep the lights on, but it's been hard with her not working. Hard to buy food and other needs when I'm throwing my entire check at the bills. I brought this up multiple times to her that it's time for a new job, and she says no good jobs are hiring at the moment. She says this every time. I've been frustrated.
Y'all, no, you need to be like trying. Do something to get money. Even if it's not like, okay, I have multiple people that I know that work like food delivery jobs. Like, Uber Eats, DoorDash, that kind of shit. Some of them legitimately have jobs, like normal jobs, and they do this on the side to supplement their income or to save up for something expensive, or like, hey, I want a new car. So I am like doing this on the side to help me save up and budget for a new car, like that kind of thing. You can do that kind of job while you are looking and applying for other jobs. If it is a situation in which it's like, yo, we can't really afford food right now. All of my paycheck is going to bills. Like, we're not in a great, like, we are one bad thing away happening away from like a problem. I need you to get a job. Like, oh, there's no good delivery drive. Get a server job. I've worked server jobs. I know a lot of people that have. I mean, that's true. Some people don't have cars, but you could still like apply for restaurants. Like, you could do things. Like, you could actively do things. You not just like, this is not going to do anything. Do something. Soul Reaper, hi. Like, do something. This is not great. Try. So the issue is she's not trying, right? This is what it looks like right now. That she's not trying at all to find a job or applying for one. And it's just like, you're about to not have a relationship either, boo-boo. Like, you're about to be jobless and significant otherless, you about to be single. Like,
recently because I'm having to work overtime because of this. So I sternly brought this up to her that she needs to find a job because I can't keep working overtime just because she isn't working. It's hard to support her and myself like this. We went back and forth and she said that I could take up a second.
Work yourself to death so I don't have to work at all. I am not saying that there aren't relationships like this. I am saying this has to be an agreed upon dynamic. Like, this has to be agreed upon. You can't just decide that you're doing this. You can't force this lifestyle on somebody. Like, I'm not saying that there are not men that work 2 jobs so their woman doesn't have to work any. Or women that work multiple jobs for the man. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. If it's agreed upon and everyone's happy about it, then great. But I promise you, this is the world, okay? It sucks. Every job's gonna have toxic people. And your toxic work environment, yeah, you're gonna run into a bunch of those. That sucks. Try to stick it out. If you can't stick it out, find another job. But sometimes you have transitionary jobs, right? Which are like, servers, fast food jobs, whatever. That's not transitionary for everybody, but if that's not your career and you have like career jobs or whatever and you're between those and you need to get a job, you can do that. Those aren't easy jobs. I'm not saying they are. I've worked those jobs. They are not easy. But it is something. It's something you can be trained on how to do.
job. That dealing with toxic people at her work was mentally draining her and she didn't want it to happen again. She said she wanted to be a stay-at-home girlfriend.
No.
I told her she's insane for saying that, and that if she doesn't find a job, then I would break up with her. She lost her mind, told me men are the ones that take care of their partner. We haven't spoken much since, and she's very pissed off.
In this fucking economy? Baby doll. Ooh. What you want is a sugar daddy. This man is not your sugar daddy. He does not want to be your sugar daddy, and he does not make enough to be your sugar daddy. There are websites for that, okay? You gotta go find them, okay? And it's a lot of work. I'm just... What the fuck?
At me. I don't know if it was too harsh to say that to her.
It's not.
OP.
It's
you're
ridiculous.
Supposed to go work 2 jobs so that she can stay home by herself and do nothing? Like, you wouldn't even see her at that point. 8 hours.
Like, she's not even like, hey, I'm like, starting a VTubing career. Like, no, she's not even like, she's not doing anything. Like, she's not trying to do a thing. I'm eating 3 of these handy snacks. That's probably not good. It's fine. I'm going to keep on. But like, she's not even like, I'm going to work from home or I'm going to do this. The amount of like, now I feel a lot of them are scams, but the amount of things where you could look up, work from home, get a little bit of money in your pocket jobs. There's a lot of them. Like, there's like things you could do in your spare time at home jobs. They're not careers and they're not like, probably full-time money, but there's something, right? No, you're not the asshole, dude. This is ridiculous. You have to agree on that kind of shit. Like, that is stuff you have to come into agreements on.
Hours followed by another 8-hour shift, then you go to sleep. Your whole life would be dedicated to just paying this woman's bills. Mm-hmm. It's funny that she doesn't want to work with toxic people, but then she herself is toxic towards you and expects you to just suck it up.
Yeah.
Please get out of there. You're young. You've got a good head on your shoulders. Just move on, man. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. Your girlfriend gets 2 out of 5 buttholes.
Yep.
Am I the butthole for rejecting the worst name ever for our offspring? So my husband and I are expecting our first child. A bounty.
Please, God, please tell me please let me know what the name is. Please. Sometimes they don't. Please.
Baby girl due in a few months.
Megatron.
We were both over the moon when we found out the gender. But now things have gotten complicated, to say the least. See, when we first started talking about names, the boy name was immediately decided. Stuart Jr. after my husband. No problem there.
Right.
It's a classic name and carries family meaning. But for a girl, things got murky. My husband suggested
Stuarta? I sneak. So, our kids get named after me no matter what, huh? Stuella DeVille. I'd call a cat that, not a person. That's a good one.
Stuarta. No, you're not having a stroke. Apparently, his logic is that since Stuart ends in a T, then we can just add an A to make it feminine. I tried explaining why that doesn't quite work. How it sounds more like a furniture brand than a human name.
It does.
How she'd be endlessly correcting people and explaining its origin. He's adamant, though, says it honors him while giving our daughter a unique name.
How about honoring me?
Feminine names that maybe share a similar sound or meaning to Stuart. Names he's mentioned liking in the past. Even just going back to the drawing board entirely. But he's fixated on Stuarta. Stuarta? I think it's Stuarta. Now, I love my husband dearly, and I understand wanting to honor family. But I can't imagine subjecting our daughter to a lifetime of awkward stares.
Okay. Are you guys only planning on having one kid? Because you could definitely be like, our second kid. Maybe. Our first kid, no. But maybe be like, that could be her middle name. Like, oh my God.
and endless questions about her unusual name. I also worry about potential bullying and
Yep.
the impact that it could have on her self-esteem. So, am I the jerk for refusing to budge on Stuarta? I love this top
God.
comment from Tempting Penguin. Not the butthole. Stuarta sounds like a pharmaceutical
It does.
product. I can hear the commercials now. In some cases, Stuarta can cause headaches, rashes, and even death. I just go for Stuart as a middle name. Yeah, I agree, OP. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your husband 1 out of 5 buttholes, but he's a stupid idiota. Am I the butthole for waiting out my prenup before divorcing my cheating wife? My wife settled
Bro.
for me. I didn't know it when I married her, but I do now. She was in love with her high school boyfriend, whom her parents hated. She was with him all through university. Her parents finally told her that they would cut her off financially if she stayed with him. We met soon afterwards, and I fell in love. She did not. Once again, I didn't know this at the time. We had a prenup that our parents insisted on. I was in it for the long haul, so I had no problem with it. I would basically get nothing if we divorced before we were married for 10 years. After that, everything would be evenly split as long as I was not the cause of the divorce. She was banging her old boyfriend our entire marriage. I found out after we were married for 8 years. I was angry and depressed. I'd spent 8 years supporting her and her career.
You're not the asshole, dude. Good on you for sticking it for another 2 years. Get your shit, man. This is ridiculous.
She has a much better paying job than I do. It's high profile, and she deals with our government a lot.
Y'all. You're like, I was taking a sip of Dr. Pepper when I read that IKEA Stuarta bookshelf thing. It's so funny.
Decided that I could handle 2 years of infidelity. I had already done 8 unknowingly.
all right.
I filed for divorce on the day after our 10th anniversary. I let her parents pay for our vacation. I
Holy
didn't do
shit.
anything dirty like send the evidence I had to her parents. I just had a lawyer draft a claim for a divorce. Included was the evidence that the prenup had lapsed and our holdings were to be split. She said that I blindsided her after our holiday away. She doesn't understand why I
Jesus.
would do that. I said that I just don't think we're compatible anymore. I'm prepared to go nuclear if I have to, but I don't want our kids. Yeah,
Go nuclear.
they're my kids. I checked, knowing why. I'm keeping the evidence I have on her boyfriend in my pocket. I can blow up his marriage and make her parents pissed at her if I absolutely must. I just prefer to end things with me and a
I just imagine, like, let's go out to dinner together and, like, him going and printing off, like, picture evidence and just, like, sliding it across the table. Like, sitting down, they try to fight him, slides the evidence across the table, gets up and leaves. Like, you know?
decent financial position to take care of the kids.
Jeez.
Am I the butthole for what I did?
No.
OP, not only are you not a butthole here, but even if you use the evidence to completely destroy her life and dismantle her relationships, you still wouldn't be the butthole. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your wife 4 out of 5 buttholes.
Yeah, that's
That was
pretty bad.
r/am I the butthole. And if you like this content,
We might have to. Oops. We might have to go to, like, best of in a minute, because I was like, what does that say? I'm here for some tea. I'm here for tea. But no, like, I agree. Like, dude, get your money. Like, that's ridiculous. You was cheating on you the whole time? The whole time. That is ridiculous. Hey, it's for the folk and the kitty kendo. The whole time, though? Like, oh my God. What? No. Get your money. Like, bruh. I'm not even mad about that on his part. I'm mad for him because that's ridiculous. I don't understand. Why be like that? I just...